Chapter 14, Major Agencies of the United Nations. In this chapter, we shall cover Unicef, WHO, and Unesco, the three major agencies' functions. The UN has several specialized agencies in order to be operational throughout the world. These agencies work for the social and economic development of all the developing countries. Each agency has a particular agenda that it has to follow, and the agencies and their main functions are here as follows. To begin with, we have the first agency as Unicef, United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund. This was created by UN General Assembly in 1946 with an objective to help the emergency needs of those children who were found in the post-war Europe, that is, after the war. In 1950, its program was extended, and now it was to provide long-range benefits to children of all the developing countries. Its name was later changed to United Nations Children's Fund, though its acronym UNICEF continued. It is governed by 36-member executive board, which reviews its activities and approves its policies, country programs, as well as budget. Let us learn about what are the different functions of this agency. UNICEF works for protection of children in respect of their health, their well-being, or survival. This is done in cooperation with individuals, civic groups, governments, and the private sector. Secondly, it provides funds for training personnel, including health and sanitation workers, teachers and nutritionists. Universal child immunization against preventable diseases was one of the leading goals of UNICEF. Universal child immunization. So there are some diseases for which there are immunizations to be given out, and this was taken up as one of the leading goals of UNICEF. UNICEF provided technical supplies, equipments, and other aids ranging from paper to textbooks to equipments and medicines to health clinics to pipes and pumps for bringing clean water to villages. UNICEF assists governments to plan, develop, and extend community-based services in the fields of maternal as well as child health, nutrition, clean water, and sanitation. It also provides help to children and mothers in emergencies arising from natural calamities such as civil strifes or say any epidemics. It makes effort to prevent diseases like tuberculosis, malaria, eye and skin diseases. UNICEF performs various other functions too. It speaks on behalf of children and upholds the Convention on the Rights of the Child and works for its implementation. Do you know, UNICEF was awarded the Nobel Prize for Peace in the year 1965 and the Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace in 1989. Next, we have WHO, that is the World Health Organization. This is United Nations Specialized Agency for Health and was established on the 7th of April 1948 when 26 members of United Nations ratified its constitution. And 7th of April is also celebrated as World Health Day every year. Its objective remains the attainment of the highest possible level of health by all people, that is, maximum number of people or near about all people should be attaining highest possible level, that is the bestest of their health. The headquarters of WHO are at Geneva in Switzerland. It is governed by 194 member states through the World Health Assembly. Let us look into the functions. It helps countries to improve their health system by building infrastructure, that is hospitals or clinics or dispensaries, institutions, manpower, etc. It promotes research to cure and prevent disease like say heart disease, cancer or any other dreadous disease. Gives important drugs needed for medical care, immunization on major disease like polio, tetanus, measles, etc. Prevent diarrheal disease, which are killers of infants and young children. Diarrhea is very, very dangerous for infants. Safe drinking water and waste disposal also makes one of its functions, because water contamination leads to several waterborne diseases. Fighting and preventing disease like malaria. Organizes conferences, seminars and training for healthcare personnel from different countries, defines standards for purity of medicines, and publish health journals like Bulletin of WHO. We then have Unesco, that is United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. There was a conference held at London in 1945 November. This was for the establishment of an educational, scientific as well as a cultural organization. This conference further led to the establishment of Unesco on 4th of November 1946. Unesco was established officially, with its main objective to contribute to peace and security in the world by promoting collaborations among nations through the means of education, science, culture, etc. Apart from this, it also works for the protection of human rights for all human beings. Its headquarters are in Paris. Now, the functions of UNESCO are categorized differently in the field of education, scientific activities, preservation of cultural heritage, communication. To begin with, we have in the field of education, it works in order to remove illiteracy. It provides financial help to the disabled children. It helps in promotion of education. It helps in educating women and girls, and it organizes book fairs and exhibitions. In the field of scientific activities, it organizes seminars, conferences of scientists in various countries, promotes basic research in the fields of geology, physics, mathematics and oceanography. It finances engineering and technology schemes in developing countries. It helps in correcting the imbalance in scientific and technological manpower, encourages study of social sciences and combating discrimination, improving status of women, helping youth to solve their problems. In the fields of communication, its help is rendered towards setting up of regional networks, train technicians and deals with both hardware and software aspects of informatics. It improves quality of press, video services and films. It assists developing countries to develop communications. In terms of preservation of cultural heritage, it provides funds, equipments, advice to preserve monuments and other artworks. It encourages artistic creations in literature and fine arts. It promotes cultural missions such as exchange programs, protects world inheritance of books, art and rare manuscripts, and works on cultural developments through medium of films. Children, these are the three important major agencies that we need to know of the UN and the functions that they carry on. That's all for this chapter. Thank you.